It's a new year. New coaches have taken over successful programs at New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Nicholls State has their title coach back for another title shot. The high schools are geared up and ready to go. So are we. Sports on the Bayou is back. Our very own Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, well, he's offering in-depth analysis and game strategies. Former Pro Bowler Rich Marty brings his candid talk back for another year. Mike Detillier will offer his great insight to the sports news each and every week. This year, the vivacious Debbie Cox-DeNova will have her own segment, Good Vibes. Our high school expert, Stan Gravois, will be on hand to discuss high school standings. The Thumper, Harry McCullough, will focus on Nicholls State's season. The infamous Dr. Pat Hagan is back, and he'll get to ask his question each and every show. This year, our naming sponsors will be a part of the show. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Some perennial corporate sponsors are also on hand. They are South Louisiana Bank, i.e., Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality, BioPure, and BCG Services. Now from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls studios in Houma, Louisiana, it's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier, along with the Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, Rich Marty. Hey, we got a lot of wins to talk about this week, so we'll be right back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure, along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys, the Saints took it to the Rams 27-20. Really, the score was no indication. The Saints had this game in hand. I thought there was a couple of turning points. One, Matt Stafford going out, because Coach Rod and I was sitting together, we saw him sort of stumble a little bit, and then he walks to the tent. I knew Bryce Perkins wasn't winning no game again, no matter what. But the Saints made a bunch of big plays on offense. It was Andy Dalton, no question, his best game as a Saint, maybe the best game of his career.
Yeah, as a pro.
When you look at it across the board, but they got so many people involved. Taysom Hill, you got to see him more. And this is, I think, what we envisioned with Taysom almost from week one. I don't know if his health was part of it.
Because the ribs and all that, yeah.
And also, too, he was dealing with the plantar fascia.
Yep. Coming back from that.
Yeah, that's a religion? What is that?
Plantar fasciitis. You know, in your arch of your foot, Rich.
I thought it was a religion or something.
Bobby can give you the long story.
But I tell you what, if Taysom Hill showed up at your house and wanted to date your daughter, you might turn and I think you made a good choice. We might be Mormon now. I mean, you might be excited about it.
I think we passed that window.
No, to Taysom Hill, he's almost too good to be true. But you look at, like, Taysom, and Andy Dalton has no problem with this. going forward, he just wants to win. Andy Dalton was the quarterback for 70% of the snaps. Taysom Hill 30%. You know, it's like, I'm the quarterback. Because people used to say, even with Drew Brees, why are you taking a first ballot Hall of Famer to put Taysom Hill in there? Well, it's all about production and winning. And, Andy Dalton, he's like, hey, whatever it takes, we just got to come away with a win. And so when I look at that, and you look, a quarterback rating of 149.6.
That's pretty strong.
Okay, do you know out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL this season, that was the best single game marked by any passer this season? Okay, look at all, not Patrick Mahomes, not anybody else. That's the highest QB rating what Andy Dalton did against the Rams.
You know what? I mean, go back to the basics again. No turnovers. They got in a rhythm. They got things going.
Didn't turn the ball over, and only 2 penalties.
That's exactly right.
The crazy thing about it is, and again, we see Chris Olave, and he was lined up against Ramsey, who's considered one of the elite cornerbacks in the NFL. 6 times. 5 completions.
They were throwing at him.
They weren't afraid of Jalen Ramsey. They went after him.
Jalen Ramsey is the stud that if the team's not relevant, he checks out.
Yeah.
You know how things are going good? No, he could be dominant, but he was like disinterested. He was part of that when we hit that long throw that Andy Dalton hit. He got burned on that play. So Jalen Ramsey is a stud. But when things are going well, he's dominant, but he's not dominant when things aren't going well.
We're going to go to the highlights. Andy Dalton back to pass, throws it downfield to Juwan Johnson.
Quick release. See how quickly he got rid of that ball, too, and that pocket doesn't stay open.
It didn't end up being a 7-pointer, but Will Lutz.
We got the lead, got some momentum.
Will Lutz comes in, 46-yard field goal after 2 straight sacks. And then Stafford throws it downfield. Tutu Atwell. Bob, you like that name?
Yeah, Tutu. Yeah, but look, Chris Harris and Honey Badger, they get picked on right now in their career. That's against Jalen Ramsey. Look, Juwan Johnson.
Juwan Johnson.
He was covered. I mean, he was pretty covered.
And then Stafford, boy, he drills one.
Okay, Honey Badger got beat on that play. I'll tell you, Honey Badger, Chris Harris, they're old. I'm not old life-wise, but football-wise, in their 30s, they're playing old.
Then Letcher's own Jarvis Landry, but here's the play. Olave, deep downfield, and Dalton got racked by Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, he hung in there tough, and that made that play work.
And they got back into the game running the football with Bryce Perkins, but they had to settle for a field goal. So again, the Saints with the lead, 24-17, and then downfield. Andy Dalton, man, on mark, and then Will Lutz kind of puts it away. 27-17. The Rams throw it. They get a first down, but basically they needed 2 scores, so they went for the field goal here to cut it to 27-20. Onside kick didn't work out, and we'll see it here. Kind of bounces straight up right in.
Jarvis Landry finally scored a touchdown in a Saints uniform. Boy, you look at that.
It's been a long time since he was at Letcher in those playoff games. He scores and he scores again.
Well, no one would guess this. They might guess who's leading the Saints in touchdowns. You'd probably guess, you say Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, but it's a tie. Taysom Hill has 5. You know who else has 5? Juwan Johnson, the tight end. Troutman, forget about Troutman. Juwan Johnson's been that go-to.
Is this a revelation? I mean, you're using a tight end, finally. We're getting him involved.
Well, Andy Dalton, he'll use the tight end.
Andy Dalton has been using the tight end, and I think that's different. But you played with a tight end, Henry Childs, who was similar to Juwan. He wasn't maybe the greatest blocker, but boy, he could get open downfield and he could take off.
He did 12 touchdowns one year. I think he was an All-Pro one year, but he could get open and just a great. He's smooth, fast, knew how to run patterns. But you're right, not the greatest blocker. But
well,
didn't have to be.
As we go to the break, next man up, you take the advantage opportunity. How can you not be a fan of Caden Ellis?
Oh, my goodness. Step up.
He steps up at Pete Werner. He has an opportunity, but he's leading in every category defensively. And his alma mater, they had a tragedy at the University of Idaho. And I thought, Moscow. This ain't Moscow, Russia. This is a Moscow, Idaho, University of Idaho. Well, they played Southeastern in the playoffs in Hammond. University of Idaho.
And he got some pretty good genetics, too. His dad was a great player.
We also we need to mention special teams.
Coming up, Sports on the Bayou will go in the audience and introduce the naming sponsors and the guests that have come for this week's show. It's all right after the break.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
I'm Chris St. Martin.
And I'm Chuck Bork.
Truth is, nobody wants to hire an attorney. If you're coming to us, it's probably one of the most difficult times in your life.
But it's also true that if you've been injured, you need someone to explain your rights.
Since 1967, St. Martin and Bork has been helping the people of South Louisiana understand their rights. If you've been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us for a free consultation today.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, I'll throw it to you.
All right, Tammy with Tita. Tammy in the back. Tammy Haydell brought Vanessa, her daughter. Vanessa's a former cheerleader. She goes to Ole Miss. We will not hold that against her, I promise you. But she wants to get the crowd going.
We have to have a little rhythm, so we can do, can y'all do this like?
You're challenging.
All right, Vanessa, come on
You're
down.
You're concentrating so hard. It's
all right,
three
Vanessa.
beats. I'm about to pay you.
Vanessa's going to introduce our guests. First of all, we have the three naming sponsors here. Who's the first one?
Alrighty, we got Alford and Associates.
Yeah, look at that.
Look who Priscilla brought with her, the former Sheriff Jerry Larkin.
All right, Jerry, yeah.
It's about time you got that haircut.
Right.
Thank God. All right, who's next, Vanessa?
Up next, St. Martin and Bork.
Whoa, and Chuck.
Chuck's here. TCU. TCU on the map, baby.
See you, them horn frogs.
Up next, we got Rouse's.
All right, look on the Rouse's table. We got the newly elected mayor of Thibodaux, Kevin Claymore. Kevin, wave to everybody.
Yeah.
We got the administration. We got the Thibodaux Police Department, who's escorting him everywhere he goes now. Check that out. That's pretty good stuff. When you get to be mayor, you get police all around you. All right? Right, Bobby? All right,
he lost control in there.
I knew you threw him off with that.
Okay, up next in the corner, we got the talent table.
Oh, look at that talent. Look at that talent. Ready to go.
We got some talent.
Debbie brings a glow to that group right there, let me tell you. All right, who's next, Vanessa?
South Louisiana Bank, where y'all at?
Corey's in the house. All right, South Louisiana Bank. Thank you very much. All right, who's after that?
Terrebonne General Health System.
Look at Percy leading his gang here. Wow, that's a good group, always. And who's next?
Barker Honda.
And Lester brought a special guest here who's got his own cameraman with him.
How about that?
Harry's going to be talking to him. I'm not going to steal Harry's thunder, so we'll let that play out as we go. Who's after that?
Bayou per BCG.
And Harvey brought a special guest. We're going to be featuring with Stan in a little while and his lovely wife. Joe, it's a good thing you bring your lovely wife with you. She makes you look really good. All right, here we go. All right, who's next?
Okay, this one's a mouthful, but Terrebonne Parish Government.
There we are in the back, over there.
Guys.
The GIS and the Port Commission, big table. I don't know where they found Jerry at, but they picked him up on LA1.
Oh, yeah, that's the right, LaFawn.
All right, and who's next? That's Coach Albert. And we got Rich Marty's brother-in-law.
That's
who's in
his
the
brother,
house
Bob. Yeah, Michael.
Straight from New York.
Shine your head so they can see you. There you go.
Straight from New York. Now we have Terrebonne Parish School District and all the brass over there. Y'all raise your hand here. Y'all want to sing? Any of y'all want to sing? Okay. Jason wants to sing. He's with CIS in the back. Good table to pick, Jason. I see how you operate now. All right, who's next?
Okay, my personal favorite, because that's where my sweet mama works, but we got Tita and CIS.
Oh, you're doing a little editorializing. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
A little nepotism
perfect.
Going on here.
Well, y'all taught her well. All right. And who's next?
And then we got Mama's room.
Mama's room. Look, Miss Ida and my sister Myrna in the room today. Mama promises she's coming back. She's on injured reserve, but she'll be here soon. I promise you that. Yeah. Y'all wave. Y'all wave. There you go.
All right.
My sister giving that half wave over there. So that's about it.
That's everybody.
Most important question. I've been knowing Vanessa for a long time. Who's the best looking host in the room?
Martin Fultz, of course.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You know would be a debate on that.
Gotta be, yeah. It gotta be on the Christmas list.
Yeah, I'm going with Debbie on that one, all right? I'm going with Debbie.
Oh, yeah, I can't go against that.
All right, we're going to kick it to We're going to kick it to
Well, but I like Rich. Look at that hair.
We're going to kick it to break. We'll be right back. Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll talk LSU football. We'll break down the highlights and analysis of this week's game and the upcoming game. You won't want to miss it. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
If you are suffering from chronic cough, bronchitis, reactive airway, or persistent asthma that's difficult to control, or diagnosed with COPD, please listen carefully. You may be suffering from allergy sinus, bronchial asthma syndrome. For as we now know that undetected or uncontrolled infection in the upper airway can affect the lower respiratory tract. If this is happening to you, please call us for an evaluation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates. For all of your insurance needs, Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, and St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. LSU with the thumping 41-10 over the UAB Blazers. LSU got off to a quick start and just hit them with the football tsunami. But Jaden Daniels, after a really rough game
against Arkansas,
man, he bounced back big time against UAB.
The UAB was, they showed some signs that they could be decent.
Man,
they could threw the ball downfield a little bit. Bobby was right, said they were better than what we thought they would.
On defense, they're a dirty team.
Yeah, they were bringing it, but look at Jaden Daniels.
They were a dirty team.
But Jaden Daniels, 6 completions, over 15 yards, another 5 over 10 yards. He finished with right under 300 yards passing. And we know he can run the ball. He had 111 yards rushing, most of that by halftime. So when you looked at that, I said, he's back into the fold. But you know one thing that's impressive, and I don't think LSU's where they're at right now if you don't have a quarterback like Jaden Daniels. He has 2,000, almost 400 yards passing, 740 yards rushing. He has 26 total touchdowns. He joins Joe Burrow, Rohan Davey, Jamarcus Russell as the 4th player now in LSU history with more than 3,000 total yards of offense in a season. So, Mike, that's history. So he's in that unique category.
Right off the bat, Jaden Daniels and takes off. And it's just so effortlessly. Runs, just sort of glides around there into the deal. And then John Emery comes in. Come on, John, you got to hold on to the football.
That's the bad thing with John Emery. You cannot fumble.
Then Nathan with the kickoff, but Jermaine Brown returns this 66 yards, and again, break down again on special teams. Boy, you can't do this.
No, you can't
against
do it,
a top team.
Especially against Georgia. Mike, that can't be a liability on special teams.
Then finally, man, they got away from Dwayne McBride. The leading rusher in college football. You sort of got away from that, went throwing the football, and Jaden back to pass, throws it downfield. Boy, it's a nice hook up here. And then again, Daniels with protection, steps up in the pocket, throws it over the top. Again, moving the chains constantly. And then Noah Kane from Baton Rouge.
Penn State.
Transfer portal guy. Hey, how come he couldn't do that at Penn State?
Because you see the 2 freshmen they got running up there.
Yeah, he's pretty good, too. And again, LSU up front, moving people around. And
Noah Kane's going to get more opportunities because he protects the football compared to with Emory.
Yeah, because John's the big play guy, but man, he's just
you can't fumble the ball.
They push Jaden Daniels. You know, he's 2 steps out of bounds, and then he again for the score. But up front, that's where they wanted, guys. They wanted up front with their offensive line, defensive line, and then Daniels trusting his receivers, getting the football downfield, and then the big play here, running the football, Noah Kane, and then again, bang.
You know, it's kind of like the Saints. You can run the football, it opens up everything else for you. Yeah. Keeps the line off.
Jaden back to pass, throws it. Easy hookup with Brian Thomas for the score, makes it 41-10. We even saw Derek Davis, and I can remember Coach O recruiting him from Pennsylvania. I think he was the top defensive back in the state of Pennsylvania. He comes down here to play safety. They moved him now to halfback. And, you know, he sort of finished out the game because Armani Goodwin's lost for the year with the knee injury. You were sort of short at running back. Josh Williams didn't play. And so Derek gets in there, and I think it was his 4th game, so he's not going to play anymore. They want to keep that eligibility going. But you see the talent and being able to maneuver some of that athleticism around.
I'm a little disturbed that we let Ogeron in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, how did that happen?
I got to go back to how the hell did that happen? What the hell? I got to go. I need to get on the phone.
Oh, yeah, you get a Kunas. They can take over Pennsylvania.
He'd love it. They love him up there. Are you kidding?
And I sort of think Brian's going to be up there, too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for big linemen, we've been fortunate in this state. And you look at the 2 starting tackles for LSU, are both Louisiana kids. And next year, a couple of the top linemen are from the state. But that isn't the case every year. So you're going to have to kind of go around, if it's Georgia, if it's Ohio, Pennsylvania, wherever, to get those linemen. But LSU is winning in the trenches. And I think that is a huge part of their success.
Well, you know, Texas A&M would love nothing more to upset LSU. Boy, talk about lay an egg. The Aggies, they can have the 12th man, they can have all those pep rallies.
I don't know. Man, it don't make no difference.
Yeah, there ain't nothing happening. If you look at like Jimbo Fisher, obviously on the hot seat, you got to make changes and where they're at. But Mike, when you look at like before the season, okay, A&M was picked. Now this goes to show
top 5 team consensus.
Mike, they had said, okay, they got a strong second in the SEC West. They go, A&M's going to be relevant. But look where they're at right now. Mike, they've been probably the #1 most disappointing college or school in the whole nation.
I don't think the #1 recruiting class, right? I mean, how do you do that with the #1 recruiting class? They got all kinds of talent.
You know what's the crazy thing? You look at Georgia, undefeated now. LSU played them in the SEC championship game. They lost 15 players that were drafted. They had 6 other players sign free agent contracts. They had 14 guys go in the transfer portal. They undefeated.
Coming up, Debbie Cox DeNova will have her Good Vibes segment. Stick around. You may learn something.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin and Bork has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, Good Vibe segment. Debbie, you got it.
Okay, all right. So today we're talking about sports mojo or superstitions, a conversation that Mike and I started in the control room. As it turns out, athletes are among the most superstitious groups. They are up with the soldiers, the sailors, the miners, the gamblers, even though they have so much athletic performance. Michael Jordan would wear his UNC shorts underneath his NBA uniform. There are countless examples. We have Tom Brady, who would take his receivers out to a point on the field where the sun would shine in their eyes in the afternoon games to throw and catch. You have Wade Boggs, who was a Hall of Famer, a third baseman for the Yankees, who not only had to have chicken before every game, he was named the Chicken Man, but he had to field exactly 150 ground balls. He had to start his batting practice at 5:17 exactly, his wind sprints at 7:17. Now, I was curious, why? Why are athletes so superstitious, and does it really work?
If I could show you now, but it's really my magic underwear. I still wear it.
You still wear the same
Because I wore it. I scored 2 touchdowns in my whole career, and I wore them both times. And those touchdowns, they're getting a little worn out, but I wear them all the time.
So you don't have any anxiety doing this show? You put on those same underwear?
Well,
right?
I might have that issue as I get older, the anxiety. I mean, that's a different topic. We have to talk a different topic. That's totally different. But
that definitely comes into play.
I think it's definitely a confidence booster. But you know what's interesting about momentum, and we've all seen it. You can feel it as a player, Bobby. You can feel momentum on the sideline and that thing, and you can't get your arms on it. It's really unbelievable, right? You just it's slipping away. You see it slipping away. How do you stop it and turn it around? And it's that's a challenge for.
I think all players do this. That especially dealing with food. So you don't want to upset stomach if you got butterflies and all that. So, I mean, you're eating like pasta for breakfast. Who eats pasta for breakfast? You want the carbs because you sweat. And I love bananas. I eat so many damn bananas in my life right now that I might eat a banana every now and then. But I'm telling you, when I was playing, I ate so many damn bananas, I was a freaking monkey.
That's why you can't catch any fish.
But it'd be all potassium, so you don't cramp up. So you look at all that. I thought to help me relax. Probably haven't done this since I played, like a hot bath. I'd be on the road or at home, ever in the hotel room, whatever. So you go and you make a hot bath and just sit there and kind of reflect on you go and it kind of your muscles and all you're getting, warm. So a hot bath, I always did that.
This is going in the wrong direction. I can see it already. I'm really worried about where this is going to end.
No,
how much time do we have?
I'm telling you why it's not going in the right direction. I'm a witness to you right now. And I always use this. Now, are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? I don't know what you believe, but I always looked at okay, they got Christians on both teams. Like you playing Reggie White, who's a Baptist minister, and he's trying to knock the crap out. I remember Reggie White hit me so hard one time, and I'm like, my eyes are crossed, and he's picking me up, and he says, Jesus loves you. And I'm thinking, man, well, what if he was really mad? that son of a gun could kill me. So I'd always say this. God, don't help me.
And the bath helped you?
I said, no. So Joshua 1:9, I said, be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, be not dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. So I'm from cut off, whether I was in New York or whether I was in Los Angeles, that the whole thing, I had a peace of mind. It's all about the peace of God that passes all understanding when you have confidence.
You have to feel good about yourself.
It's all about the confidence.
And with that, we'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Harry McCullough with a live studio guest as Sports on the Bayou continues.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Whether it's your home or your business, Bayou Pure specializes in disinfection application, along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. Call Bayou Pure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
BCG Services, local experts for concrete leveling and foundation repair, providing quality solutions for a variety of foundation issues. With years of experience applying Floor Shield products to both homes and businesses, you can trust our team to provide high-quality results. Call for a free consultation.
Terrebonne General Health System, where medical science meets the art of caring, is committed to providing the latest advances in medical technology with a gentle, caring touch. This is evident in our high-tech, high-touch approach to healthcare. As a trusted healthcare resource, we deliver both life-saving, compassionate inpatient services and life-changing preventive care, while also providing wellness needs and outreach throughout the Bayou region. To learn about how Terrebonne General is providing innovative healthcare solutions, visit tghealthsystem.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Here on Sports on the Bayou, H, I'll throw it to you. You got somebody from Thibodaux, Louisiana, right?
Yeah, you're right. We're talking a little recruiting today, man. Recruiting for sure. And if you know those circles, you know Jordan Osama. So, man, thanks so much for being with us. He's at LSU now, local guy, though. Edie White, Nichols, stop at Ellender for a little while, yep. Virginia. But now you're on the cutting. He's in the Wild Wild West now, right? You're on NIL and recruiting. Yep. So tell me about your history and how'd you go from there to here?
Yeah, I mean, you said a little bit, you know what I mean, from Thibodaux, went to Edie White, played at Nichols, coached in the area, then went off to Virginia, and then in between Virginia and LSU, I had a year off and spent some time in the NIL world. So then, I guess as this new age continues to develop, I've been on every side of this recruiting process, along with the NIL side from the opposite end. So now coming back and being in it, I think it gave me just an interesting perspective.
So important, and that's what I love your background, but I want to talk to you about what you're doing now. You guys, who's making the rules? Are they rules, and who's making the rules, or are you making the rules?
Yeah, really interesting, you know, because, you know, I was talking about that yesterday. It's like, well, how much is it being governed, you know? And even in my year off, you know, some things that were being done, I kind of tested it at the end. Tate Martin, who's from Houma, was at Oklahoma State, led the Big 12, and now with San Francisco 49ers. We were doing some of his stuff, right? And at the end, it was the bowl game was coming up, and I'm like, I wonder if we didn't turn in, you know, the deals that he's doing, would there be any repercussion? And there wasn't, you know, and I think now the NCAA is trying to kind of put a little bit of a fence around it, I guess, and have a little bit of a governor, but the can of worms is out, man, and it's kind of hard for them to do so.
How big are those rules? And so what can you do when you talk to a recruit? And we probably can't say recruiting's name now, right?
Yeah, we can't use any recruits by name, but even for us, when recruiting, we can't, it still can't be incentivized, right? We can't say, Harry, if you to come to LSU, we're going to give you $250,000. You know, all we can do is show what our current roster is doing, and we can take care of our current team. So with some of our guys, our best players making a handsome amount and able to, you know, pull up in AMG Mercedes or whatever it is that they decided to buy, you know.
Just what we want. That's there you go. What an education. Oh, goodness. What an education. There you go.
But look,
don't be hating.
Exactly. Because we all been inside of Tiger Stadium, man. You know, all of those people, man, come to watch those players, and with $8 hot dogs and $7 beers and $20 parking for as far as you can see, plus the ticket sales, man. I think with the money generated, they deserve it. You know, so happy for those guys.
Yeah, and a $100 million coach. So let's talk about social media and how important is that recruiting today's kids?
I think huge. You know, and I know we joked about me having a cameraman here, but it definitely helps because I can meet the kids where they're at, right? Whether it be Twitter or Instagram, the kids are there, you know, so to meet them where they are, and I guess to post some of the things that they are and be able to comment on their pictures or whatever it is, right? Just a way to interact and be able to recruit them is huge. And then from the social media part for them and building their brand and having an audience, it's similar to, you know, we have sponsors here, right? Same thing. If they have 20,000, 30,000 people that are going to view what they see, and the business owner wants to do business with that particular player, so important.
Jordan, appreciate it, man. Keep on recruiting. It's a great class. We'll be right back.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Stan, I'm going to throw it to you. First of all, man, we send our condolences to your dad. He lived a long life. Was he 98?
He was actually laid to rest on his 99th birthday. We were so fortunate.
God.
So fortunate.
Still tough. Always tough.
That's difficult, but our thoughts and prayers are with you, and glad to have you on the set instead of seeing you, on film now.
Yeah, thank you all
No,
so much.
wait, he did some great work while he was away. Just want you to know.
I have a good friend with me, and when you think about sports in our area, and those people who are instrumental and advocates in our area for sports, I can think of, and I'll argue, that the Two-Tone family has done tremendous things in different areas, and that is carried on by my good friend Joe Two-Tone, who is here with us. Joe has done a tremendous job with his Hogs organization, with Covenant Christian, in getting kids to the next level to have the opportunity to play baseball. Joe does some racing too that a lot of people don't know about. Joe, I can't even begin to tell everybody, and I don't even know if you could, how many kids have had the opportunity to play on the next level, whether it's a 4-year school or JUCO, because of going through baseball. Have you ever really thought about that?
No, Stan, I really don't think about it. I think we're just in a situation where we're fortunate enough with our programs in high school and in summer baseball where we can help guys, really give them an opportunity to play at the next level.
But part of that is knowing these guys. Part of that is networking. Part of that is knowing the JUCO systems. Part of that is knowing the 4-year systems. You take pride in working with these kids and making sure that they have that opportunity, right?
Well, I think, Stan, you said it right. I mean, the networking system, having a real connection to the college coaches at the next level and giving them an honest opinion on the players that you're getting really gives you, I would say a feather in your cap, because if you're honest with the coaches, then they'll call you time and time again, and I think we've established a pretty good environment.
For those people who don't realize that Southland Hogs Baseball, which has sort of become our universal Bayou region baseball organization, starting age and ending age, the boys come in at what age and usually leave your programs at what age?
Most guys come in as freshmen in high school and leave as seniors.
So it's that 4-year period of being in high school,
yes,
right?
Sir.
What, I'm listening as Jordan and those guys are talking related to NIL deals and things like that. I know baseball doesn't work on that same level, but I saw your interest in what was going on, those tidbits you bring back to those guys after listening to something like that.
Oh, listen, I would, if we're fortunate enough to get a player like that, I think more power to the players. I think the players are deserving of basically everything they can get in today's game, and I would just be really happy for the player if that would ever become available.
And I have to say this too, from a different perspective, talking to one of your assistants, Tristan Rogers, just the other morning, and he said, "Where's Joe?" I know Liza and them went over to Orlando. Said, "Where's Joey?" You were racing, right?
We were supposed to race last weekend, and we unfortunately got rained out, but,
Where was that going to be at, and what division do you race in? Because a lot of people are interested in that.
I race in the NHRA Superstock Drag Racing, and it would have been one of our local races at No Problem Raceway.
Very good, very good. Joe, we appreciate everything you do in the area related to baseball. What's right around the corner? Because, listen, football's wrapping up on the high school level.
Well, listen, I think we're fortunate. All our high school programs, guys are gearing up. Once football ends, I think guys take a couple of weeks off, and then, baseball throwing programs start for all the high schools, and come January 1st, we're really real geared up to go, and I think it should be another great high school season with all the young local coaches we have.
So it's been a great season, and we look forward to another one. Thanks, Joe, for everything, and we'll keep an eye on the Lions this upcoming spring.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you having me.
We'll be back right after this.
Coming up, Dr. Pat gets to ask his question of the week as Sports on the Bayou is right around the corner.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health Systems Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou is Dr. Pat's segment.
Oh yeah, I like this. Asking all the questions. All the questions. Make a statement.
All right,
Dr.
Pat. Baby.
Well, two big things going on this weekend. A&M and LSU.
Yep.
College Station. I've been there to College Station 3 times for games. Great environment. What does LSU have to do to come out with a victory is number one. Number two, beyond that, LSU plays well when their running game is doing well. And against Bama last week, but now Armani Goodwin's down. Josh Williams sounds like he may be out again this weekend. Emory's been fumbling, and what is it to say when you can take a kid like Noah Cain off the bench, 4th string? Kelly was able to still keep him engaged,
runs hard,
kick returns, and he scores 3 touchdowns, and then you take a safety and make him a running back, which means they're continually to look at the talent on their roster like a high school coach would and say, where can we put this guy in to help us now?
My thing with Emory is we know he's really good, but I'm going to give him another chance because he's that talented of a back. You got to hold on to the ball. If not, you sit the bench. Noah Cain's going to carry the load at this stage. So you got, just like if you have a good game, you got to turn the page. You had a bad game. You got to turn the page and move on with it. But we've seen this with John before, of him putting the ball on the ground.
Well, I'm going to come and I'm going to do a cheer and stuff. Let me tell you right now. Okay, I look at A&M when they lost Appalachian State. It was like, come on, the natives are restless and it's over. You ever been to an A&M pep rally? Okay, I can turn it.
Go ahead and do it.
Go to A&M pep rally. You never the whole song when they go. Na 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 na, and then all of a sudden the cheerleaders are doing like this. I don't know what's that name they do.
Flashing?
They go like, they doing all the 12th man. Well, I tell you what, they can do all that the night before the game. That ain't helping them to beat LSU. So they can do all that and have their fight song and all that.
The hell of a thing to make a point, boy. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, the bottom line is, it's good to go to a Texas A&M pep rally, but who wants to go to a damn pep rally when you're not winning? So I know right now,
that's sort of a waste of time.
Did you get your answer, Dr. Pat?
That's
your answer.
Yeah.
Well, you got to illustrate
partially an answer.
A&M also likes to shoot their cannons at the opposing players when they're praying in the end zone.
And you know,
I don't know if you saw that.
As much as we love the Tiger Band, you know, when you come through to them, nah, 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 you know that. Watch A&M at halftime. I don't know how they don't run into each other. You ever seen the A&M band and how they go like na 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 na.
There you go, guys. Come on.
No, sorry.
Hey, nah, Nakila, hey, nah. Oh, no, wrong one. Wrong,
But
sorry, I'm in the wrong state.
That would fire me up, but how can that fire you up when you're not winning? Plain's
We'll
irrelevant.
be back. Thank you, Doc. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
And right after the break, Stan Gravois takes a look at key high school football games on Sports on the Bayou.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Stan got a segment for it. We'll throw it to him.
Hi everybody, welcome to Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute's weekly high school football report. We're going to take a look at week 2 of the high school football playoffs. But first, we want to congratulate some champions from our area. That's right, it was the cross country and swimming championships last week, and we had a lot of winners. First, last Tuesday in Natchitoches, the Vanderbilt Catholic girls cross country team won their 5th consecutive state championship, with 6 runners placing in the top 20 runners in the state in the Division II race. Topping all runners in the state for the individual title for the 2nd consecutive year was senior Bryn Kelso. Congratulations to Bryn, Coach David Malone, and all the Lady Terriers. Also, congratulations to Emma Berg of Homer Christian for capturing the individual state championship title in the Division IV category. And to Avery Morgan of Vanderbilt Catholic for capturing the boys title in the Division II category. On Thursday at the state swim meet in Sulphur, it was the boys team of E.D. White capturing their 6th straight title and the girls winning their 4th straight title. Junior Elizabeth Benoit was named the 2022 Female Swimmer of the Meet. Congratulations to Coach Andrea Lotz and all of the Cardinals. Speaking of the Cardinals, it looked like on Friday night they were going to run away with their game against the Banjo early on. This Ben Guidry to Timmy Grazier touchdown pass made it 21-6 in the first quarter. But Josh Booty's sons, Peyton and Parker Fulgham, made sure Evangel stayed right in this one. The Eagles actually led late in this one until this big touchdown by the Cardinals midway in the 4th quarter, and a 2-point conversion made it tied at 29. And after a huge punt return with less than a minute in the game by Matthew Melanson, E.D. White wins it on this field goal by Ty Powell with no time left on the clock. Yep, E.D. White moving on to round 3 as they defeat Evangel 32-29. Vanderbilt Catholic not so lucky. They go down to a really good number 3 seed De La Salle team. The Cavaliers are 11-0 and really bottled up the Terriers to end Vanderbilt's season. Final score 53-7. And one of our locals pulled off one of the biggest upsets this week in high school football in Louisiana. Berwick scored with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to take a 33-31 lead. And this, the last play of the game. Incomplete. Berwick moves on. The number 18 seed defeats the number 2 seed Bogalusa The Panthers move on to round 3. The number 18 seed will take on the number 7 seed, a meet at home, their first home game in the playoffs. And as Berwick was shocking the state, unfortunately, Central Catholic of Morgan City got shocked. Opelousas Catholic ran the wing T to perfection and had no problems with the number 2 seed Central Catholic. The number 15 seed wins it 52-12. And other local scores of note, Destrehan wins. They'll be taking on East St. John at East St. John next week. Lutcher, no problems with St. Martinville. They'll be at number 14 Lakeshore. St. James moves on. They'll be at number 5 Avals. And Patterson moves on. They'll be at home against number 3 Union Parish this week. And the biggie on the Bayou this week is once defeated E.D. White against once defeated J.F. Kennedy. If you can't be there, tune in to us. It'll be the Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute Game of the Week on 97.7. So if you're at the deer camp or on the road, stream in and pick up the action.
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll put the naming sponsors against the host in picking the scores of the games this week. Who'll be the closest? We'll see if the sponsors can beat the experts as Sports on the Bayou continues.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
At Barker Honda, we have the aggressive all-new Honda Ridgeline. Ridgeline has class-leading cab space, easy folding seats for storage, standard all-wheel drive, versatile tailgate, automatic in-bed lighting, plywood lies flat in the truck bed, large rear storage for work, ice chest with drain, or whatever. And remember, it's better at Barker.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, you got it.
All right, we're joined by Chuck and Trey. Trey, big TCU guys. What's going to be the score this week in the game? What are you playing, Iowa State?
Yeah, I think the Frogs are going to win by 90.
Oh, by 90. Oh,
90. What's the over and under?
That's their big
3,000.
Hey, so what's up with, like, I don't know, you have a new motto or whatever. What's up with this with psychedelic frog?
The Hypnotoad?
Hypnotoad. Yeah, like all.
I don't know. It's got us winning games.
Yeah.
So whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Who's winning?
Let's see. Last week's winners, Bobby Hebert, the Saints 23, Steelers 20.
How about that, Hebert? You got a W up there.
27-24.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
All right, let's move on. Yep. I beat Harry by 1 point on that.
Oh, okay.
Y'all wanted why Martin wanted to announce to say that he was a
I mean, whenever you can beat your teammate Harry McCullough, it's always good. All right, next.
Oh,
Debbie beat Harry by 1 point.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Harry.
You guys must be talking to each other.
Harry's getting pencil whipped. All right, let's go to Stan's got 7. Dr. Pat's got 4. Look at me sneaking up in that game with 4
Martin,
now.
you did.
Rich, you're right behind, 3. Where's Bob? Bobby, you got to pick your game up, man.
Bobby is actually below St. Martin and Bourke.
3 picks up.
Look at Harry.
We all got 3.
5-way tie.
I'm sitting over here with
all
Alford & Associates. Look, I know y'all fine sponsor, and I appreciate it, but step your game up. Jerry, you can't give him a pep talk? Come on.
But I'm still impressed with Debbie. I mean, she claims to know. I don't know anything about sports or football. I don't know. That's pretty good, Debbie. I don't know.
Let's see what we got this week. Trey, you want to help us out? You want to read this for us?
Bobby Hebert says Saints going to win 20 or lose 20-27.
But they're going to cover.
They're going to cover. LSU's going to win 30-20, and Nichols is out.
Yeah.
They're done.
And then
They've been done a
Rich
long time.
says Saints are going to lose 20-24, LSU 35-21, and Nichols out.
Well, we don't even confer, and that's pretty close. And Bobby knows everything about everything.
No, I don't.
I'm feeling pretty good about my pick.
I know a lot about.
Mike, Saints going to lose 20-27,
No, I think
LSU
we got the same
37-17.
score.
No, and we did not talk.
And we didn't
Mike,
talk about it.
We didn't talk.
We usually give him scores while they
Great
talk.
minds think alike.
How is that crazy?
Mike, that's why.
Martin says Saints are going to lose 20-34. Damn, you don't think the Saints going to win at all.
49ers are tough.
And then LSU is going to barely get it done, 30-27. You're not confident either on that.
I'm confident.
Oh, that's
but
pretty
Texas
good.
A&M is loaded, man. They loaded.
Yeah, they loaded all right.
They loaded.
At the rate
loaded.
at the rate Martin's going, I'm surprised he didn't pick Nichols to lose this week.
Hey, you see me at number 4, right? You can make jokes about that like to Harry over there, but not to me.
I was picking for St. Martin and Bourke. We'd be number 1, though.
That's a good point.
Yeah, good job.
Maybe you ought to start getting in the game. All right, who's next up, Harry?
And he has Saints losing 21-31 and LSU winning 38-24, and Nichols is out. Stan has the Saints losing 17-28, LSU 31-17, and Nichols is out.
That's pretty good picks.
We're all pretty consistent there.
Stabby has Saints losing 10-24, LSU 35-24, and Nichols is out.
Did you say Miss Debbie? That's very polite, Trey. You're learning something at TCU.
Dr. Pat's really got the Saints losing big, 13-37, LSU 28-19, and Nichols is out. Alfred Associates has the Saints winning, about some faith in some people.
Who that nation?
And LSU
They must have not watched
31-17,
last
Nichols
night.
is out.
Two in a row,
Right,
Saints.
next up.
All right, I'm going to make up my own picks. I don't think the Saints are going to win, and I think LSU is going to win 38-7. Nichols is out.
7.
Wow.
And that's a whooping. The Aggies.
Joe got overruled on the
Gig the Aggies.
Yeah, you got overruled.
All right, how about Rouse's? Let's see where
Defensive.
Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, is at.
Saints 24-21, LSU 35-28, Nichols is out.
Yeah, they got it right. They're picking the Saints and the Tigers, LSU Tigers.
For Sports on the Bayou, please visit us at HTV10 Facebook and HTV10 YouTube for a look at this week's show. We'll see you next week, same place, same time.